force effectively from November 21st to 2025. Our finance subcommittee few days back was telling that let us do something on this, and it was so great that I got the opportunity to this gentleman, Mr. Vishakh OT, who was connected for previous to one group, and he was traveling to Kolkata. Then I asked if it is possible for him to have him small talk this evening. He's gracefully accepted. It was very difficult to organize, so this time we try to do it hybrid ways. We have, we have small facility of capital management in center of the city. We have few of our members, they are joining us, and we are trying to reach out to the community beyond CMA. The local management association of the region, they are also joining us. So without much spending time on this, it is important to introduce Mr. Vishakh. Vishakh OT is a seasoned professional with over 2 decades of experience in the fields of human resources industry development. He completed his PG Masters of Social Work from Dr. GRD College, Coimbatore, where he built a strong academic foundation in labor and management. Vishakh began his professional career in the private sector initially, serving in the human resource department of Tejo Engineering product area Vaidya Sala. During this phase, he was actively involved in resolving complex employment contracts and played a key role in negotiating and concluding several long-term bipartite and tripartite safety. This actual experience of doctoral realities, collective bargaining, and industrialization provided him with practical insight into labor management dynamics. Now, in 2021, he entered government service following his selection through UPS. He is currently serving as Assistant Labor Commissioner under the Andaman Nicobar administration at Sri Vaijapuram. In this role, he has contributed significantly to labor law reforms, the introduction of investor-friendly labor in administration procedures, and the strengthening of compliance and facilitation of mechanisms within the labor department. He is also part of the core team involved in drafting the Andaman Nicobar Island rules under the new labor code. Now, I just got the opportunity to actually he wrote one recently wrote one books covering the various aspects of labor reforms. And recently I was reading his book, and it was in fact published in one of the leading Asian magazines just last month, the month of May. So we are having a formal opening book release of that particular book, and we have Arijit C Majumdar with us. I will request them to come forward and just make a ceremonious opening presence of the Vishakh. Thank you. Please, now it is up to Mr. Vishakh to take it forward on the particular topic on wages. 50%.
Thank you, sir. Hope I am audible. Somebody? Okay. Good evening, all. And first of all, thanks to Kolkata Management Association for having me here, especially Indranil sir, for the opportunity to interact with you people. Please share my presentation. Today we are going to discuss about the code on wages, especially the new definition of the wages. Next. Okay. Next. First, I will just give a brief introduction about the labor commissions in India. Then we will go to our subject. Royal Commission on Labour was the first national level commission on labour, which is appointed in 1929 during the British time. Chairman was Sir John Whiteley, and they submitted the report in 1931. Next. The key recommendation was of the Royal Commission on Labour was regulation of working hours, improvement in factory safety, health and health condition, recognition of trade union, minimum standards for wages and welfare, and stronger labor inspection machinery. This was the key recommendation of the report. Next. Then the impact of the Royal Commission of Labour. This commission laid down the foundation of Indian labour legislation. This was the first commission on this subject. And so they laid a foundation of the Indian labour legislation. And the influenced law like Trade Unions Act and Factories Act, these are implemented based on the report of this commission. Then this was the first systematic study of the labour issues in India. Then first National Commission on Labour after independence. That is appointed in 1966 under the chairmanship of Justice P.P. Gajendra, the former CJI. They submitted a report in 1969. Next. The previous. Okay. The major recommendation was of the first National Commission on Labour was simplification of and consolidation of labour laws, strengthening collective bargaining, regulation of contract labour, recognition of workers' participation in management, and expansion of social security benefits like the PF and ESA, etc. This was the major recommendations. And the impact of this first National Commission on Labour was influenced laws such as CLRA Act and Amendment in Industrial Dispute Act. These were the major impact. Then this commission report shaped India's labour policy for decades till now 2026. This was the foundation. This report shaped our labour policy. Then the second National Labour Commission on Labour, our report subject today. This was, everyone knows that this was a reform-oriented commission, which was appointed in 1999 under the chairmanship of Honorable Ravindra Verma, and they submitted a report in 2002. Actually, this reform-oriented commission's report would have taken place, implemented in 2005 at least. We are far behind. And 2025 was the time for second level of labour reforms. But due to political reasons, not in our hand, due to political reasons, this was not happened. Then, as we know, previous. No, next. Okay. The major recommendation of the second National Commission of Labour was consolidation of labour laws, existing labour laws into 5 subjects. That was industrial relation, wages, social security, safety, welfare, and working conditions. Then greater flexibility in hiring and retrenchment with some safeguards. Then social security, stronger social security for informal workers, unorganized sector workers. This was the major recommendation. Then, in fact, that is the commission report became the basis of India's new labor codes. As we know, we have 4 labor codes now. Even though the commission's report was to codify the act into 5 subjects, but later government decided to codify into 4 codes. That is the Code on Wages 2019, the Industrial Relations Code 2020, the Code on Social Security 2020, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020. This was the 4 code enacted by amalgamating these 29 existing labor laws. And I don't want to, these are the list of act which is codified in each and every code, which I don't want to display. Go, please. Next. Again. Go, this everyone know that. Go. Again. Yes. Now we will see a comparative analysis under the Code on Wages 2019, which is today's subject. The first one is definition of wages. As we know, there was no capping, exclusion, inclusion part earlier, but now there is a capping of exclusion of 50%. That we will see in detail later. Then prohibition of gender discrimination was into equal remuneration in existing laws, but in code it is broadened. The area is broadened, like equal remuneration, recruitment, service conditions. Everywhere there was a prohibition of specific prohibition of gender discrimination. Then gender neutrality was for female employees. That now it's covered, male, female, transgenders, everyone is covered. Then applicability of minimum wages. Everyone knows that we were having scheduled employment in existing law, but now it is applicable to universal. Based on the skill category and geographical category, appropriate government will fix the minimum wages for the work employees. Then floor wages. This is a new concept and it's a very remarkable movement. There was no such a concept of floor wages earlier. Now there is a concept of floor wages. Central government will fix floor wages, and no minimum wages shall go below the floor wages. So the floor wages will be act like a base level wage. Next. Then ceiling applicability. As we know, employees with the below 24,000 was the covered under payment of wages. Now there is no such a ceiling. Its employees are covered, so it's a universal coverage is there. Then payment of monthly wages. Everyone know that time period 7th of succeeding month if below 1,000 employees and 10th of succeeding month above 1,000 employees. But that provision is not there. Now it's a uniform 7th of succeeding month. We have to disburse the wages. There is no 10th and 7th, 2 days is not there, only one single day. Then disqualification of bonus. Earlier it was dismissal for misconduct such as fraud, riotous and disorderly, and it was there. But now additional one clause is the conviction of sexual harassment. That is one addition. Then mode of payment of bonus, it was not specified. Now it is specified as bank deposit. And limitation period for claims, it was 6 months to 1 year. It was varying. Now it is 3 years. Then burden of proof. One important thing, all the HR managers, HR professionals, and compliance professionals should be very careful. Burden of proof was not specified earlier, but it is specified now. It is upon the employer. If there is a complaint, it is that employer has to prove that. The burden of proof is upon the employer. So, as a compliance manager or compliance professional or HR professional, we have to keep all the records readily available, and we have to be record each and every disbursement. Then compounding of offence. It was not exist in the earlier code acts. Now it is there for offences not punishable by imprisonment and first time offences. It is there is a provision for compounding. Then definition. We know that definition each and every act there was different definition for wages. Different definition was under different act. That was became the reason for litigation also. Now the definition is common across the code. Then in the case of authorities, there was a concept of inspector, everyone know. And now inspector come facilitator is the inspectors we will come and we will facilitate you first before taking any penal action. Next. Now we will go for the definition. I'm just skipping all the other definitions. We are seeing the definition of wages. It is section 2Y. Wages means all remuneration, whether by way of salaries, allowances, or otherwise, expressed in terms of money or capable of being so expressed, which would, if the terms of employment expressed or implied were fulfilled, be payable to a person employed in respect of his employment or of work done in such employment, and includes, there is specific inclusion. Wages means all remuneration by the way of salaries and allowance, but there are some specific inclusion and exclusion. Inclusions are basic pay, dearness allowance, and retained allowance. And exclusions are next. Exclusions are any bonus payable under any law, any value of house accommodation, then contribution paid by the employer to any pension and provident fund, conveyance allowance, any sum paid to employed person to defray special expenses, house rent allowance, remuneration payable under any award or settlement, any overtime allowance, any commissions payable to the employees, any gratuity payable, and any retrenchment compensation. These are exclusion, but the definition is not finishing here. We have some more. So visa process, please. Next. Next. Not the no. Previous. Yeah. Provided that the first proviso clause, provided that the calculation of wages under this clause, if payment made by the employer to the employee under clauses A to I. In the previously we mentioned some exclusions. In that A to I, any of the component or altogether all the components is exceeding 1/2 of the salary, then that excess amount has to added back to the wages. So in nutshell, the 50% of salary will be calculated as wages for statutory purpose. And then in the explanation, you can see we can pay salaries in kind, but that also limited to 15%. This is the definition of wages. We will go with after clarification if someone need to clarify anything. I just 2-3 slides is there regarding the same. After that, we will go for clarification. Then why this 50% matters? It will become a uniform definition of wages, and 50% rule limited to allowance heavy structures. In earlier private sector, there is a practice of giving allowances or more to reduce the statutory liabilities. I have one experience in one of the company in Kerala, in IT company. They made their salary. It was very interesting. 10% was basic plus DA, 7% basic and 3% DA. Then 90% was various allowances to reduce the statutory liabilities. Such practices will not be possible now. Then it's major impact on our HR payroll compliances because we have to rework our all the softwares and everything. Next. In older regime, multiple definition across the labor codes was in wages, and the basic plus DA I already told often was 15 to 35% of salary in majority of the companies. Allowed structural arbitrage and lower statutory liabilities was next. And the problem was heavy allowances was there, and a different outcome under PF, gratuity, bonus, low. It was different definitions and different calculations, and frequent litigation, especially with I think the PF department. We have there are lots of dispute regarding what is wages. So this problem will be sorted out. Next. In new regime, uniform definition is there for wages, specific inclusions, basic DA, retaining allowance, and specific exclusions are there with the 50% of cap. So more than 50% we cannot disperse as salaries, but we can disperse as salaries, but calculation part we have to take up for wages. That we are seeing that. Next. That excluded component cannot exceed 50% remuneration. Excess exclusions are added back to wages. And this will create a statutory wage floor in each and across the industries, across the companies. 50% wage will be with some subject to some conditions. Will be 50% of the salary will be considered as wages. Then just an illustration. Suppose salary is 1 lakh rupees and basic plus DA is 30,000. That means 30%. And allowance we are giving 70,000. That means 70%. Which means so 20,000 allowance we are paying extra. So that 20,000 to be added back to wages. So the wage will be 50,000, not the 30% basic plus DA as we are giving. Next. Then the impact in the employer or the employer is higher gratuity liabilities and potential increases in statutory costs. This will be the impact on employer. And employee impact stronger social security base, and they will get a higher gratuity payment. Then greater transparency and wage recognition. So 50% is not a small amount. Total salary is 50%. It will be make a great impact. Then on labor market, it will hopefully it will encourage formalization of the workforce and reduce wage arbitrage definitely. And it will be a great impact effect on MSME's cost structure and hiring behavior. Then HR implementation roadmap. We should verify our structure, salary structures. And then we have to run the 50% simulation to know how much we are paying as salaries and how much we are paying as wages. Then we have to assess our financial impact. Then the major thing we have to see, restructuring of wages is not mandatory. In many HR managers raising this doubt, code doesn't mandate you to restructure your wages. You should. It is not like we should keep a basic plus DA 50%. It is not like that. We can continue our present salary structure. Only thing is 50% should be we should calculate consider for any statutory calculation. But for our operational easiness, if you want to keep 50% basic plus DA, that is your vision. No, there is no mandatory rule is there. Okay, next. Then we have to update our HR payroll and HRIS systems to automate the compliance checks, and we have to communicate changes clearly to the employees if we are changing anything. Next. Then, in my opinion, strategy choices for employers are we should absorb any costs. We have to absorb the costs, and we have to adjust our hiring workforce strategies and focus on governance and trust to make our brand more trustworthy. These are the points which I have to tell about the under the definition of wages. If we have any clarification, we will go further after the clarification. Otherwise, we have some more slides. We will continue that.
If anyone has any clarification, please raise your hand. Or if you wish, you can write on the chat, please.
No.
No.
Since you are into actively handle the bipartite and tripartite agreement, and that is one of the collective bargaining. I have a small well. Suppose the organism had its own kind of pay structures. Okay. Now, out of these situations, they need to, increase the wage part. So, suppose till now it was 30,000. Now this has to be done 50,000. So implication of that is very difficult because there will be other issues because the organization do not want to have its own labor cost increase. Ideally, this has to be distributed among so that the statutory amount remains lesser amount. But in this case, that is not going to be done. It will be increased in as a whole. The increase will be there. And as a business owner, there may be reservations to have this kind of absorb this kind of impact. Now, what is the solution out of this?
Because it's a law, we cannot escape from the. But only thing we don't want to change our salary sector. That we can continue. But now we are paying 30,000 as this plus the year 30,000. Then even then we have to match that 50% for calculations. Calculation we have to match.
In that case, in any case, that will be impacting the whole.
The whole.
So how? As a business owner, I may not be comfortable.
I'm a Mr. Labor Commission, so I cannot.
The critical area.
Especially this will be a great impact in MSMEs. It will be very.
Because you have said that the cost parameter is completely.
Yes.
So that was the point I was dropping of mind. Now it is up to the audience.
Yes.
Audience, what I think?
One question. If you are paying PF more than the minimum of PF amount that is on 15K, will that be required to be revised? No. Now government already decided that PF salary is 15,000 only. So there is no change in that. We don't want to change anything. Anyway, over and above the statutory limit, whatever we are paying, that will go to the PF account only, not the PS account. So there will not be any issue. Okay, Kamaliga Das Gupta. Hope I am clear about your queries. I'm audible now.
If anyone wants to ask question directly, also if you can raise your hand, I can give you the permission to ask the question directly. So
Yes, that will be good.
So if anyone can, Dipanjan, would you like to ask a question? Or Kamalika Das, I am giving you a permission. You can ask your question once. Sorry, Kamalika Das Gupta.
Yeah, hi, this is Kamalika. So I had raised the question. So basically what I see in our organization, most of the people, I mean, quite a lot of people have the minimum PF logic of 15,000 and we calculate the PF on 15,000. So there are some people though whose basic is, I mean, in the older logic of basic, not the 50% logic, the basic is more than 15,000. Say for instance, somebody has a basic of 50,000 rupees and the PF of is getting calculated on 50,000, whatever amount is coming. So as long as it is satisfying the minimum PF logic, so do we need to change anything in terms of the PF calculation?
No, madam. Law always look of the minimum. What we have to do minimum, because you are paying over and above the 15 pay. That is the wage ceiling for PF. So there is no changes required now.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Is there any question? Otherwise, we will.
Yes, Dipanjan Ganguly, I am asking you to kindly unmute yourself. Mr. Dipanjan Ganguly, would you like to ask the question? Or?
Yeah, hi, good evening. I have unmuted myself. Good evening. You just said that HR need not necessarily modify the existing salary structure.
Yes.
But then how do we accommodate that basic plus DA 50% rule then, if it is not modified?
No, that while calculating, if you are paying 1 lakh rupees salary and 30,000 is the base plus DA, but balance 70,000 is allowances. And you need not to change your salary structure. But when you calculating any statutory liabilities, you calculate based on 50%. That is what code says. But for your operational business, if you want to change your structure, you can change. There is no issue. But code doesn't mandate that basic plus DA to be 50%. No, there is no such a compulsion. This is what I told.
I think there is a practical solution also for this. As a business owner or HR, I will adjust this during the salary yearly increment. Okay. So the whatever the immediate impact, financial impact that the organization is going to happen, that will be taken care of by reducing increment amount in the later later place of the
You can
that
adjust,
can be done.
you can adjust in that way.
Might be 10% increase, and now it will get 5% increase.
Yes, yes. For your operation.
Immediately there will be impact.
Yes, yes. For your operational business, you can do that, but it is not mandatory. You have to keep the basic plus the 50%. There is no such a compulsion. This is what I told.
There's one more question from Adib Guptu.
Yes, please.
Mr. Guptu, please unmute yourself. Mr. Guptu. Mr. Adib Guptu, I've given you the rights to unmute. Maybe we'll ask him later if you could proceed.
Okay. I think we may move forward now. There is no some question is there, then let them ask in comment box. We will answer later.
Yes.
So then the definition of worker, section 2Z. Worker, any person except an active apprentice employed in any industry to do any manual, unskilled, skilled, technical, operational, clerical, or supervisory work. And this includes working journalists, sales promotion employees, and exclusion is defense, police, prison, managerial person, administrative capacity employees, and supervisors with about 18K salaries are excluded from the definition of worker. And supervisors below the 18K is covered under the definition of worker. Next. And in section 3, there is some prohibitions like gender discrimination in wages. It is prohibited. I already told. Same employer, work, same work of similar nature. There should not be any gender discrimination, and shall not reduce wages to comply this section. If we already have male workforce and female workforce, and male workforce are getting more salary than female workforce, to comply this section, you cannot reduce the salary of the male workforces. Only thing you have to do is to increase the salary of female workforce to comply this section. Then discrimination should not be there in the recruitment. These are the prohibitions there. Then fixation of minimum wages by appropriate government, both the state governments and central government will be fixing the minimum wages. It will be based on skill category or geographical area or both. And the fixation and revision normally will be happening once in 5 years. And there will be a committee based on their recommendations. Government will fix the minimum wage. Next. Procedure for fixing minimum wages. I already told there will be a committee which is employer, employee, and independent members will be the members. Their recommendations, based on their recommendation, government can fix their minimum wages, or government can notify minimum wages by giving 2 months time to submit the affected person for submit their claims and objections. Then government can notify fix the minimum wages, and revision I already told it will happen once in 5 years only. Next. Then wages for workers for less than normal working day. Employee will be eligible for full day wages if they are working less than normal working day. But if the failure is not in the caused by him, if it is less working hours because of the reason by the employee, then accordingly he will get the wages. Otherwise, he will be eligible for full day wages. Next. Then fixation of floor wage. We already told that there is a concept of floor wage. Central government will fix the floor wage, and it will be applicable to the nationwide. And no government can fix the minimum wages below the floor wages. So floor wage will be act as a baseline wage. Then overtime wage, as we know, not less than twice the normal rate of wages. Next. Then time limit. Section 17 says time limit. Or we are paying salary in majority of the companies are paying monthly only, salary. So 7th of the succeeding month, there is no 10th day. Now it's uniform. 7th day of succeeding month, we have to pay the salary. Then one important clause is there. Any removal, dismissal, retrenchment, closure, if the employee resigns, then wages shall be paid within 2 working days. please be very clear that wages shall be paid. It is not a full and final settlement. Full and final settlement we can do based on our policies, but the wages shall be paid within 2 working days. So there is a confusion here. So we be very clear that this is wages, not full and final settlement.
Full and final settlement in regards to pay.
Gratuity and leave engagement, so many items that we can do based on our policy. Deductions, there is not much change. No unauthorized deduction is possible. Proportionate deduction should be there. Opportunity of showing cost should be there, and maintenance of register each and every maintenance register should be maintained, and the limit 75% of the deduction earlier, that limit now it is become 50%. Then chapter 4 is about bonus. When an employee put a 30-day service in a financial year, he is eligible for bonus. Minimum 8.33 is the bonus amount, or 100 rupees, whichever is higher that we have to pay. Maximum percentage 20%. Then for the newly set up companies, there is a relaxation for first 5 years. For first 5 years, in any year, if you have profit, then only we have to pay bonus. Otherwise, we don't want to pay the bonus. That is only for first 5 years. After 5 years, if there is a profit or not, we have to pay the minimum bonus. Next. Then disqualification of bonus, we already discussed this, fraud, riotous or violent behavior, theft, misappropriation or sabotage, including in addition to that, conviction of sexual harassment also is there. That also a disqualification for bonus. Then if we have multiple establishment, multiple branches, then it will be treated as same establishment, provided there is no separate balance sheet and profit or loss account is prepared and maintained before the commencement of the financial year. If we have separate balance sheet, then we can treat them as a separate establishment. Otherwise, everything will be counted as single establishment. Then there is a concept of allocable surplus and available surplus. We don't want to get more confused about this. This calculation will be done our CA. Just we will be having an understanding about this. For banking company, it will be 60%, and other companies it will be 70%. 67% of available surplus is considered as allocable surplus. From this allocable surplus only we will disperse our bonus. Then there is a set of concept. This especially the junior HR people just have an idea about this. Set on means if any year we exceed maximum bonus. Suppose we have 25% amount for allocable surplus for 25%. Then Act mandate us to pay disburse this amount of 20% only. Balance 5% we have to keep. That is called as set on. That up to 4th accounting we have to keep. For what purpose we are set on this amount? To be utilized to pay minimum bonus in any year, any next 4th accounting year. In any year, if we are not having sufficient allocable surplus to pay minimum bonus, then we have to utilize the set on amount. First set on, first set of like that method to be utilized for pay disbursing the minimum bonus. Then again, after closing of financial year within 8 months, we have to disburse the bonus. Then the advisory board, central advisory board is the employee, employer, independent, and state government representative will be there in a central board. Their duties to advise fixation and revision of wages and increasing employment opportunities for women, any other matter related to this code. These are the duties for this advisory board. Then like that, state advisory board is there. State advisory board, next. State advisory board, employee, employer, independent member will be there, and the duties to advise the state government duties are the same too. Then there is a concept of inspector cum facilitator. It's a new concept. Earlier inspector was there. Inspector will come and inspect, and they will go for penal action. Now the concept is entirely in line with the ease of doing business. Inspector will advise the employer and the worker related to compliance with the provision of this code. Then only the penal provision and action, everything is the next second stage. first stage is the facilitation. The facility inspector will come and facilitate you to comply the sections of the code. Next. Then the penalties come. Everything is increased like anything. Less than the amount due. If you are paying any less wages or less than minimum wages or less than the payment due, then 50K will be the fine. Then repeated offense in 5 years, that is 1 lakh fine with the 3 months imprisonment or both. That contravening any other provision of this code is 20K. Then repeated offense, again 40K fine or 1 month imprisonment or both. Non-maintenance of record is 10,000. So everything is increased like anything. The compliance executives and the HR executives will be very careful about these penalty provisions. The last slide is just the last. And for everyone, there is a small information. I have designed a artificial intelligence tool under ChatGPT for the Indian Labour Code research as a research assistant. You can ask questions, clarification, or seek any information regarding the core codes from ChatGPT in your own language. So the ChatGPT is trained in such a way that ChatGPT will answer you in your own language. But again, if there is a clash between, then English will prevail. So anyone can scan this QR code and they can reach it to the Labour Code AI, and you can use it. Within 1 month, I got about 1,000 above chat under this. Or you can go to the ChatGPT, explore GPT section under ChatGPT and search for Labour Code AI. So please utilize this and let me know if you have just ask some confusing questions and let me know the quality of response. Let me know if any wrong answer is giving that also. You please let me know. I will train the ChatGPT in such a way. Next, and this the book release. If anyone is interested, you can purchase from Amazon. It's available on discounted price. You can scan the QR code or search in the Amazon. Thank you. This is all about my presentation. If any query is there, we can address that. English or Kannada? 25 people are there.
May I ask everyone to, you may unmute yourself, you may ask questions to him.
Or you can type in the comment section
Or
also.
you can type. Is there anyone who would like to ask questions? In that case, I'll give you the rights to ask the questions. Adib Gupta sir, you had asked, you wanted to ask a question. Would you like to do that now? Okay, I have his question here. I'll just put it to you. The question is, any clarity received on gratuity calculation now that it is 1 year onwards?
Sorry?
Any clarity received on gratuity calculation?
There is no confusion on calculation. What happened? What was the story?
Now that it has come down to 1 year.
No. There is another confusion. 1 year is applicable only for fixed term employees. Okay, not for regular employees. For regular employees, it is 5 years only. For fixed term employees, if they put on service for 1 year, then they are eligible for a gratuity. It's only for fixed term employees, not for regular employees.
So suppose the particular organization is engaging contractual service, okay, using the third party vendor. Now this job contract, say for 2 years term, okay. So basically, those laborers or employees are working under the contractor for 2 years term. Okay. Now, whether those people will come under this contractual obligation or not.
No,
That part is not very much clear.
no, contract employees will not come under a fixed term contract. That is separate. Fixed term contract, employer has to directly engage the employee with a from to date contract. Then only it will come as
Not through contract.
not through contractor. That is contract employee. That is contract labor.
But the new courts has allowed the provision which was contraventions to the Regulation Abolition Act. Now that particular provision has been withdrawn. Now the employer can directly engage the contractor rather than using the.
Fixed term employee.
So suppose that there are two situations. I am engaging service of Mr. X, but before that I have agency A. Now it is up to me whether I will give the money to A or pass on the money to X. So these are the provisions. So whether these things are very much clear or that is bit opaque. Because then what is the utility of having the third party vendor? Because in that case the fixed term employment is there. So I can directly engage the contract labor rather using the contractor.
Okay, misuse of the provision is always will be there. Actually, fixed term contract is meant for a short term purpose. If I need a manpower for a short term purpose, for that purpose only this new facility came. But if we are going, employers are going to misuse that.
I'm talking about the practical objective. I'm talking about the practical objective. This kind of situation has to be dealt out.
As far as the gratuity is concerned, 1 year is eligible. This the condition is for fixed term employees, not for regular employees.
But there is one thing, now you see that one contractor is engaged for 3 years. After that, the company policy is that it has to be changed by through a quotation or some other. Now, if the first set of contractors are having the same people, and the next time if he is removed, so would it be having a common situation or the whole thing will be changed? So that so far as the calculation part is concerned.
That is gratuity.
That's right.
The same people are continuing.
People are only the same.
Then there will be liability. Because recently in IIT Mumbai's case, IIT the High Court, Mumbai High Court, there was I think there was 16 different contractors, but the same employee.
So
16 different contractors, and the court directed the IIT Mumbai to pay the gratuity. So that liability will be there. So that part when we are as a complaint,
mentioning another thing for this financial companies.
that is for bonus.
Sorry,
Bonus.
bonus. Financial companies, it was reduced. You have seen that it's all that.
No, that earlier also the same provision was there for bonus.
But why financial companies are reduced? Financial companies are that way more.
That I don't know what is the reason behind that.
There was 3% difference was there.
7%.
So 7%. So
No, for normal, this is 57%, but for financial, this one, financial companies, it is 50%.
60%.
That is 7% difference is there.
So why this changes for financial companies?
Actually, sir, I don't know. I will come back to you. I will take that clarification.
Things
That way more, they have more finance, more strength.
Another very critical kind of situation is there. Suppose the new act, new code allows the employer to engage the employee maybe up to limited to 4 days a week. 4 days a week, 12 hours maximum. So in a week, 48 hours,
40,000.
which is originally scheduled. Okay.
That also is the consent only. That
Consent of whom?
both
parties. Yes, obviously. Now if suppose now the organization engages the security guard for 12 hours. They basically, this is a practice that the security guards will be engaged for 12 hours and they just change over their hands once the other is there. So that is the practice. Now within these particular provisions, the organization has to recruit the second set of security guard to make it 24/7.
Yes,
It is only.
that will be the.
Alternatively, if they go for engaging those set of employee for next 3 or 2 days, whatever, in that case, double of the rate OT will be there. So that is again will be impacting the organizations.
Employees will get a more benefit, but
Yeah.
at the same time, the employer side there will be a cost decrease.
So that is another issue, I think.
So you were saying in terms of setup, you see, how long one can accommodate?
Till fourth year.
Fourth year.
If I am set on some amount this year,
Okay.
till fourth accounting year, I have to keep that. Then it will be.
No, suppose the God forbid there is no need to take fund from that setup. Setup is for the result that in case of any.
Minimum bonus is not there.
Suppose it is all right. So setup amount is also there. So how long and what would be the status of that, suppose after 4 years?
It will back to the company.
Back which way? This company is setting that, then what will they do that extra amount?
That in accounting terms you are
Yes.
asking. That I have to check because it's a deep
They will not know. So
That is-
some of government things are all right. So what?
But
Can I
it
take
will
it
come
out?
back. But in what way the accounting is asking that I will plan to get the delta.
Sir, one question. Say if a company, say for example, a contractor company or the company which is providing manpower to various offices or organization or housing society, like the tune of what SATS said. They are employing, say for example, 8 security guards or 10 housekeepers or whatever it may be. One fine morning, say they told 1 or 2 security guards, there no need to come from tomorrow or from today also. So, is there any compulsion of that outsourcing company or the contractor or whatever you say to maintain or not maintain, to abide by this level laws?
Yes, because contractor also an employer.
And what is the role of principal employer? And for example, the organization which engages that contractor, is there any legality or whatever it may be, if any irregularities are done by the contractor?
That will come because already some Supreme Court orders are there. If the
Yeah.
principal employer is the contractor is not in the line of law.
Right.
The principal employer, because ultimately the principal employer is getting the work done by
Right.
the
Right. Right.
So that will be still that because Supreme Court order is law.
Because we are seeing that in any organization or in any housing society or whatever, that new people are coming and going, and they are not getting any benefit. I mean, so for example, a person who is working for last 4 months, just before Puja, he was sacked. And another new person is coming. He is working another 15 days. So I don't know what is the rule. So the regulation to control this type of contractor or
That is because the lack of awareness of the employees. That's why they are getting sacked.
yeah.
They will not be questioned because they don't know.
And in fact, they didn't get the wages also. I mean, what you have said that settle the terminal benefits later on, but wages within 2 days. They're not getting the wages. They're not getting the terminal benefit. Is so bahut dur hai.
I think that's why the fine part is like increased like anything.
Right.
Earlier in Andaman, in top 10 establishment, the fine is like 50 rupees, 100 rupees,
Yeah.
150 rupees. Now, fines are like anything.
I think we have a question from Mr. Wasim Akram.
Yeah. The employees and
Unmute, kindly unmute him.
employees under a fixed term contract are mandated to receive PF benefits, and if the age is above 60 years, then is eligible for gratuity. They are eligible for gratuity if they put on 1 year minimum service. Now, age is not a bar for gratuity. For PF, yes, again, if they comes under the wage ceiling, the coverage of PF, like if they are the if they are already a member of PF and you are taking him as a fixed term contract, then again anyway he is eligible. Suppose one person is not a PF member, but you are taking him as a fixed term employee, but you are paying wage like 30,000, 40,000, then that is not compulsory.
Is there any regulation to look after this fixed term employment? How? Because now I see that even the government organization is engaging fixed term employment. Okay. So
Yeah,
what is the model? What is the model?
No, it's already defined in the code. What is fixed term employment? And they are eligible for all the benefits on pro rata basis. That's why the gratuity also, that is condition also is reduced for them.
Not yet any particular. I think that once the rules will be published, that will give.
They already published.
You have published rule for
Andaman.
Andaman?
No.
Not yet.
No states are published now. Only Bihar published, Meghalaya published.
State-wise rules are different.
Some difference will be there.
Some changes.
Kamalika Das is
So one just no. Now, madam, I think
unmute. Yeah.
I'm unmute now. So, for fixed term employees, to say, for example, there is a principal employer, and then there is this contractor, and the contractor is basically employing, say, housekeeping, security, whatever stuff. So, supposing there is a contract with the principal employer and the contractual company, that the business is for a particular, maybe for 1 year or whatever number of months. So then for the contractor, I mean, for the employees who are now on the payroll of the contractor, so if a kind of an appointment is given where maybe it is for a duration of 11 months or so, because ultimately whether the business is going to continue after 1 year or not, the contractor is not aware, because only if it gets renewed the business will continue, otherwise the business might get terminated. So in that case it will become very difficult for the contractor to pay out the gratuity amount. So is there, I mean, in case of fixed term businesses which are signed off, is paying off the gratuity after 1 year of service mandatory?
Madam, fixed term contract can engage by the principal employer only, not by the contractor. If contractor is employing, that is contract labor, not fixed term employee. Fixed term employee can
say for instance, there is a company A and there's a company B. So there is a contract between company A and B, that company B will provide housekeeping or all whatever manpower to company A, and company B will bill company A for the salaries as well as a kind of extra amount, which is 6%, 8%, whatever the manpower service charges. So in that case, so the employees are under the payroll of company B. So, but the business agreement itself says, the agreement between A and B, that the business is going to continue for 11 months or 12 months, whatever it is. So in that case, will company B be liable to pay off the gratuity amount to their employees?
No, madam, they are contract labor. Still, they are contract labor.
Okay.
So the contract for contract labor, this 1 year gratuity condition is not there.
Okay. It's only for people who are directly employed with the company for a fixed term of 1 year or whatever it is. Only for that. Okay.
And Wasim, one question is there, Wasim Akram, how are we calculating ESI under new wage definition? For ESI, there is no separate clarification note came. So, in FAQ issued by ministry, they already mentioned that 21,000 will be the ceiling of for ESI. They already mentioned. But PF, they separately notification came, fixing 15,000. So for now, we will continue with the 21,000 for ESI.
There is a question, sir. So, sir, this codes are effectively in operation since
21 November.
Now we have already spent 6 months time.
Yes,
and maybe another 3-4 months minimum to work it out. Now so the moment this will be operation with the retrospective effect. Okay, so there will be set of change of calculations. As because the term of wage is changing, so the calculations part will be changing. So is there any provision from the any clarification from the ESI or PF to cover this conflict?
FAQ is there by the ministry. In FAQ, it is clearly mentioned regarding ESI 21,000 is the ceiling. They clearly mentioned in FAQ. And PF, they already issued notification, 15,000 is the ceiling. And the definition of wage is already implemented.
The contribution, value contribution, what for
Contribution
employee will be
based on,
changing.
no, based on this 50,000 only.
Okay.
Because notification is there now. And 1 minute, one question is there. One minute, what are the implications of labor code in MSMEs? Jaideep Ghosh. MSME, there is a definite chance for increasing the employee cost on employer. Because if we are paying basic plus DA below than 15%, 50%, mainly MSMEs are doing that. So that definitely there is a direct increase up to 50%. Then all the statutory calculation will be based on 50% of salary. So there will be a cost increase, employee cost increase. Then Wasim Akram. Employees under fixed term contract are mandated to receive PF benefits. Yes, that we already clarified. We already clarified, na, that question. Wasimji, we already clarified. I hope you listen to me. Employees under fixed term contract are mandated to receive PF benefits. Yes, if they are covering under the if they are covered under the eligible condition, then they are we have to deduct PF for them. And if the age is above 50 years, then it's eligible for gratuity. Yes, age is not a bar to calculate gratuity.
But for PF, it is 60 years bar.
Then there is a then if they are paying, then only it will go to PF only. Some conditions are there. Then no act specified year of retirement. So after 60 years, if the employees under role is entitled for PF, act is not specified, but in appointment order we usually mention that also, no? Retirement age. It's already answered now. Okay. Any further queries? Yeah. In chat also there is no query.
If that be all, means is there anyone else who would like to ask any question, or we will wrap it up here with the vote of thanks? But before that, may I request all of you to kindly once for some time open your camera so that we can take one group photo if possible. It will be so nice to have a group photo, though we cannot be here physically all together.
So one question, you see, we have seen, okay, set of things, but who will be the watchdog? Will there be any system for checks and balances, audit?
Yes, the labor department will be doing this because already central government is coming with the online inspection system.
Okay,
So the strong
particular company this time, but
that will be there.
not surprised.
No, surprise is only based on complaint. When it is complaint, then there is an option.
Otherwise, there will be schedule.
Yes, sir.
Say somewhere and where.
We'll give advance notice, then we will.
So we can see that there are a few people who are online, and Mr. Chibi Chang has also joined us. Thanks a lot. Feels good. If there anyone would like to say something?
I think all are seniors to me. Please, I request somebody, if anything wrong, please. No.
Just raise your hand so that.
Because I am not the complete expert. I just have an experience because I am the part of the craft committee.
Actually, this is under process, whole thing.
Yes.
So there will be many clarifications to be looked after.
Definitely.
So nothing is absolute in current
Yes,
case.
yes.
And that's why actually we are deferring this particular program. We are planning to cover all four codes
Yes, yes.
simultaneously. Once it becomes relevant to this part of the world, you know the problem we had over few years. So we look forward that the government come up with the draft notification, and then we'll try to have a workshop with the expert. And by that time, I think many things will be, I mean, okay.
I think it was
many thing will be.
Mr. Vibhortan, Mr. Jimmy Changi would like to say something.
Yeah, I think it was a wonderful discussion. I'm not
Yes.
into too much of labor laws or that area, but today it widened the eyes because there's a lot of new laws applicable from the 1st of April. And as rightly said, there could be changes and there could be tweaks coming up. Because even for our team, the contractuals have become FTEs and the entire system has kind of changed. So I think it was a beautiful insight, and there's so much more to learn. There's so much more to understand. And I think as we move forward with the changes coming up, maybe next 3 months, 6 months, whatever, because this is an ongoing process which happens as things change. I think we should regularly have something like this because it just kind of gives us a more thoughtful process. Some individuals could be in business, some could have in big organizations, some could even, I'm just giving an example, some could have a small shop with a single employee. But ultimately, whether it be a single employee, whether it be 10 or whether it be 100, the equilibrium should be there. And it was a lovely insight. Thank you so much. I really appreciated the pointers with clarity. And I think it was simple and clear understanding for us, literally who are illiterate in this sphere to a large extent. So for us, it actually gave a very good insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Vibhorji would also like to say something.
Vibhorji, please unmute yourself and please say a few words. Vibhorji, okay.
As a matter of fact, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shri Vikas OT, the Assistant Labour Commissioner for the Andaman and Nicobar, as well as the wonderful initiative of our fast track president of the new CMA, Shri Indranil Banerjee. India, the new Bharat, and the new Bengal, we have the new CMA. And on behalf of the entire organization, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shri Vikas OT for the wonderful deliberation on understanding the wages under the new labor laws or the labor code, which has been a point of concern for hundreds and thousands of organizations, more so specifically to the smaller organizations, since they don't have that kind of understanding. And this will go a long way to actually clarify the doubts, to allow them to actually expand and take their business to the new level. So with this, I think once again, a big thanks to the Secretariat as well, who has played a very, very important role in organizing this initiative, and to Vikas sir, to Indranil sir, to Arijit sir, who has, and the others.
From abroad.
Acha, Parthoda, please unmute yourself and say a few words. You are veteran of the practice.
Yes, I am very far from Kolkata. But Banerjee, under your leadership, CMA is doing very well. Thank you very much. So many initiatives, so many things. And most important thing is visibility of any association. Thank you very much. It is a very engaging, it is engaging session it was. Thank you very much. So it is a learning. Everything is a learning.
Swaminathan ji, please, if you can add some pointers. Unmute yourself, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and let me put it in this fashion. We are now looking forward to a resurgent Bengal and how the labor code, the changes, this will be part of the integrated approach for what we say the rise of Bengal. So let us work towards it. And I have gone through the last 50 years. I have been here 50, 60 years, and all the negatives have to go. The positives have to come. I think the labor code will help us, and we look forward to a bright future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And Supraji, unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
It has been very, very insightful session, and it's a wonderful learning for all of us. And I would request that this time the wages part has been covered, but there are other areas. If you have more sessions on that, it will be most welcome. I mean, we'll be very happy. And it is a great.
I'm on my personal trip, so this was a last minute arrangement.
Sir, we have planned that. I have said that let the draft notification of the government of West Bengal come first. Then we'll have greater insight on the whole gamut, because it will require a big program. So, but we'll do it, sir. We'll keep it in mind, and we'll look forward to see you in our program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes, I think it was a very insightful session and very well conducted, where and a lot of concepts being discussed. But as many people said, that there is a lot of depth in all these concepts. So if we can have a couple of other sessions also coming forward, that would be really helpful.
Yes, the answer is same. Just wait and watch. We are making to deliver, but we need your support, your presence, okay? Because ultimately, remote, someone like Chaturveda is there, fine. But people who are around, I expect to be there, because that creates the spirit of togetherness. So
Definitely.
more will come, the more will be responsive.
Yes,
so
yes, and
visit sometime.
Informative sessions as we had today definitely are always welcome.
So natural. Thank you, ma'am.
I has just become the corporate member last month.
Oh, really?
The first program at Sweden.
Oh, great. Which organization you are from, ma'am?
Innovel Energy Services.
Okay.
Last but not the least, Dr. Devaprasad Chattopadhyay would like to say something.
First of all, thanks so much.
I was in come to the frame.
Frame, I just entered residence.
No,
I was in transit.
Your front camera is not there.
I know, but then I'm not very sure how to do this, because this is a new mobile. But I want to thank profusely the august speaker, the respected speaker, for the excellent session, and thanks to CMA for this very insightful session. It was great learning for me. I was all through in transit. Thank you so much, President sir, and all in CMA, and thank you, respected speaker sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What of that quiz I do?
Yeah, so we come to the end of this session, and now may we request a member of our Academia Industry Connect subcommittee, Mr. Suvendu Naryan Roy said to kindly say a few words. I'll ask everyone to say a few words and we'll close. Suvendu sir, please.
In fact, it can quite intake, but I was listening very carefully. I'm a man of finance, but it was a very interesting session. Just very draw attention every moment, every time. So thank you, Kakada and the session also for conducting this session. Thank you, the speaker. Thank you, everybody who has joined. Thank you very much.
Mr. Shubhra Gupta, would you say a few words?
I'm Shubhra Gupta, presenting LIC. I'm a live member of this same since last 12 years. So today's session, I attended so many sessions. So today's session is excellent because the new labor laws are coming, and the nitty-gritty of the new labor laws as well as the regulations which are going to take place, the various aspects, sub-laws, rules related to gratuity or PF calculation or whatever. It's a very insightful session. And we are looking forward that in future CMO will arrange this type of session. I personally thank the speaker, but I have attended this in person. And I request all CMO members who are nearby to attend in person what our President Banerjee sir has told. Because that will increase our spirit, the vibe should be there. Okay, online from distant places, okay, but the nearby members who are in and around Kolkata or whatever, please attend in person so that discussion will take place, exchange of views take place. And I thank CMA and its secretariat members and all very thank you for arranging such a nice and very informative activity. Thanks.
Before I closing, I would like to introduce one and only Arijit sir. But before that, I must say that Hello Network, Calcutta Management Association is a platform, and it is existing for last 70 years. Many of the stalwart of the yesteryears was helm of the affairs of this organizations. And it had its own roller coaster movement in the like our life. But how the networking is helpful for building the organism. I just like to say that today actually I met the person Vishakh in person, but I am knowing him for last say 2 to 3 years time. Okay, and this gentleman after taking over the role post-COVID role to Andaman Nicobar. I run a WhatsApp group, many of the and that is meant for the HR. So one day Arijit who was also a veteran friend of mine in HR days, say 20 to 15 years ago, he said that should I introduce him? Why not? He's a professional man, let him be there. And he continued to pour many informations through the through 2-3 years. So last few days back, I had the opportunity to review his work, and it was published recently. Then he said that I will be in Kolkata for a few hours. Can we meet? Definitely we can meet. So and just on the last week we had the subcommittee meeting, and one of my subcommittee, chairperson of the finance subcommittee said, "Indranil, can't we do something on the labor code?" So that struck my mind, and I requested the gentleman, rather than spending the evening boozing, let us do some good work. Can you have a small program for our greater audience? And he agreed. So only because Arijit was there, I came to know about this gentleman, and now a friend in Andaman Nicobar. So I was to go sometime in Nicobar. I had been to Andaman, but never been to Nicobar. So it is an opportunity. Only because we are close to each other, we can co-create and do great things. So I request Arijit to say a few words before we closing the day. Thank you for your grand presence. Arijit.
Good evening. Thanks, Naryan. It's nice to see my old friend, that too in person in Calcutta. So as the presentation is concerned, I will only say that the fabulous, fantastic presentation. It is Viksit time. I would have missed today would not have been there. Thank you, Indranil, as well. Your network and everything. So all the best, Viksit.
Okay, sirs and lady, we will get back next show with something new. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Good night.